Trevor, some big-time third-down conversions today with your legs, but also finding Brenton early, Diami. Why were you guys able to have such success on third down today, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that I know we've needed to improve on. You know, talking about last year, like, weren't great on third down. So I think, you know, emphasizing that in the offseason, but also just I felt like we were really prepared. Our plan was good going in. You know, we ran some good stuff against Carolina's defense, and guys were in the right spot at the right time, and I was able to get it to them. Obviously, still left some out there, but it felt good to hit those third downs and be able to keep the drives going.
What did it feel like being back on the field for you? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it felt great. It's fun being back out there. Yeah, I guess that's all I got. But it was great. It was fun. Fun to get a win, man. That was awesome.
How do you feel you operated the offense and the offense operated in general?
I think there's a lot to clean up. You know, we'll go back and look at it. I think operationally wasn't terrible, but some of the penalties, obviously, we have to clean up. I thought a couple times we're getting to the line a little slow and getting a little bit behind the play clock, and we got to just improve that. And that starts with me just, you know, getting the call in quick and getting the guys up to the line of scrimmage and going and playing and having that sense of urgency. So I think there's a couple of those, and then yeah, just too many penalties in general. But hey, we found a way to get a win. You know, found the end zone a couple times, and we're able to score points, and our defense played great and ran the ball great. Did a lot of good things today, and we won, most importantly. So we'll go back and correct it. We got to keep getting better, but there's definitely some stuff that we can learn from.
Hey, Trevor, congrats on the win. You know, this is like we've said before, this is your third different offense that you've had to work with, and each offense takes a while to get used to. So how long has it been? Is it still a work in progress, or are you feeling much comfortable now with what Coach Coen is calling?
I feel very comfortable. Every week is new, though. Like, the way you game plan during the season is just so much different. So it is like learning. I wouldn't say like learning something new, but you're putting together a whole new plan for each opponent. So it's a lot of work that goes in during the week of not only film study of your opponent, but also studying your game plan and what we're doing, why we're running this run against this look, and you know why we're trying to get this concept versus this coverage. There's a lot of things that go into it, so it's just a lot of study each week to get ready so you feel great and can play fast on Sunday. And I thought, you know, myself and the guys did an awesome job this week of preparing, and we were ready to go, and we were ready for what Carolina was going to do, and I thought we played fast.
Two for you on the scrambles. How important was it to get those first two out of the way, knowing that's how last season ended?
Yeah, not really something I thought about, to be honest, but I think just using your legs as a weapon in this league, and you see the way the league is, especially now, it's what you have to do. You know, defenses are good. They're covering people up. It's going to happen sometimes, and they don't have that extra defender for the quarterback. So just finding a way to use my legs and be able to keep the drives alive.
And then you guys have been working toward week one since March. Is it a relief to get through it and just move on and get into the season now?
Yeah, it feels really good to get a win. To start your season that way, 1-0, and obviously we're going to enjoy it tonight. And it's hard to win in this league, so you can't take any of them for granted. But we got to move on quickly and get ready for good team Cincinnati next week. So yeah, it feels great though, especially with all the new going on and the amount of work we put in this offseason, and to be rewarded for, you know, this first week and getting that win feels good. But it's just this week, and we got to move on to next week.
Does it feel any different as a new regime? I mean, you didn't win your opener in the first regime. You didn't win your opener in the second regime. Does this one feel maybe different or headed in a different direction?
I think, yeah, there's a lot of, yes, feels great the direction we're heading. Like I said, you can't take it for what it is. We won in week one. We're 1-0 to start the season, and we're all pumped about that. A lot of work went into it, and no one takes for granted, you know, how hard it is to win in this league. So we're all really proud of that. But it's one game, so you know we got to keep doing it. That's what consistency is. What will be the difference, and we have to continue to prepare and play well.
Over 200 yards on the ground. How pleasing was that, and why was the ground game able to be so effective today?
Yeah, the guys, I mean, starts with the guys up front, obviously. Guys up front and the wideouts, too, in the run game have really bought into blocking downfield. You see Diami on Travis's long run, covering up the guy 50 yards down the field, got Travis an extra, 30 yards. I mean, that stuff matters, and I think just for those guys to buy in and do that on the perimeter, and then to see it pay off in a game where it's like, hey, you got 30 more yards because you ran down the field and covered up your guy. That's cool to see the buy-in from the whole team. Obviously, the guys up front most selfless guys we got, and they just, are grinding it out. We ran it a lot, and they wanted to keep doing it, and they did a great job moving people, and, we were ready. We had a good plan.
When a defense has a day like today, 3 turnovers, 2 turnover rundowns, what does that do for the offense?
It's awesome. I mean, we had some drives where we didn't do a great job, where we got behind the chains and had a couple 3-and-outs, or missed a throw, drop a ball, whatever it may be, just a couple mishaps on offense. And then when your defense is able to go get a stop and kind of erase that, it's huge. I mean, as an offense, when you feel like, all right, we got a 3-and-out, and then they go score immediately. Obviously, this is football. That's going to happen sometimes, but it's a good feeling when you know the defense goes out there and gets another 3-and-out and you get the ball right back. That's huge for a team.
And then with how much routine is the quarterback position, you're in a rhythm in the game. What was that weather delay kind of like? Like, what were you really doing during it?
Yeah, it was weird. Obviously, having that delay when we already started, and it was middle of the second quarter, so you're about to come back in for halftime too. But just keeping everyone focused. We had some good conversations inside in the locker room of, what they were doing. If anything was different that they were doing that we didn't plan for, kind of what calls we're looking to get to next, all that stuff. And then from there on, you just kind of relax and trying to cool off and hydrate, get the body back. It's hot out there today.
How'd Travis Hunter do today?
He was great. Had some big catches, obviously. I think he's a weapon for us, and he's going to continue to get better and better. He's a matchup in space, great with the ball in his hands. Could have had more out there. I felt like I could have gave him a few more opportunities, and some of the ones I missed, but he had a good day today, and we just got to keep building off it.
No mistakes from him on the routes or anything like that. Liam said it's pretty perfect.
He was great. He was prepared. Did a good job knowing the plan, the position he plays. You got to kind of know. You got to know a lot because he's involved in a lot in the run game. He's involved, obviously, in the passing game, and he did a good job preparing.
Were you trying to give Liam a game ball?
I had one saved for him. Mr. Coen gave him one, so it was perfect. It's good.
Trevor, I know you've been very transparent with us about the footwork and that being a real point of emphasis. I guess on the broadcast, they brought up that this has really been the focus of you for quite some time. Can you just elaborate on that? On like the footwork and the growth of it and how you would evaluate it today?
Yeah, I have to watch the tape. There was a few times where I'm sure there's some stuff to clean up, and in the game, it's never as perfect as practice because there's live bullets flying and you're moving and getting moved off the spot, and there's always some stuff to correct. But yeah, it's something that's been a big focus, obviously, that you guys have known about. You've asked me a lot since the spring, and I put a lot of time in to working on it, and I think it's really helped me. And I got to continue to just get better at it and refine it. But it's been a change that's been good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything major, but when you're messing with your footwork as a quarterback and you've gotten thousands of reps a certain way, it takes a lot of time to really master the new way, and I feel like I'm on my way there and got to continue to work.
Are they going to feel any different without the play sheet?
Yeah, I got a lighter left forearm, so no sweaty wristband on there.
You win the toss and you take the ball. So, how cool was that to, instead of defer, come out and be on offense? And then I'm sure you wanted 7, settled for 3, but 13 plays and taking 6.5 minutes off the clock. After the struggles on the first drive a year ago to put up points on your initial drive today.
Felt great. Just being aggressive, I think, that speaks a lot to Liam's mindset and what he wants to do, and what he feels about our offense and the way we can attack and go get points, and not afraid to do that. So I think as an offense, feeling that trust that he has in us and the aggressiveness, it's great. It was awesome. Be able to get points. Obviously, like you said, you want to get 7 there, and we got behind the chains a couple times. But besides that, able to put together a long drive, keep their offense off the field, settle into the game, kind of get in a flow. It was good.
Yeah, I think that the guys just did a nice job of understanding kind of where we live, right? That we talked about this going into the game, that this was a possibility. We talked about it this morning as a staff. And I think they just did a nice job of, we were doing some kind of not after action report stuff at the half, but a little bit of, okay, what'd they do? We kept them engaged, also gave them a little bit of space to go and kind of stay loose and stretch out in here. They kept their focus, came out, got them loose, and I thought they came out with the right mindset and mentality for sure. It's a weird deal, first one in my career, but really proud of the way that they competed and closed the thing out.
Hey, Liam, first game as Jaguars head coach. Just in terms of your emotions, in terms of the team's emotions, where are they right now after the win?
Yeah, I mean, really cool to be standing up here, obviously, after a win. But I was just really proud to be their coach today with the way that they competed, the way we hit, the way we were more physical, all the things that we kind of wanted to preach about. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. You know, you're frustrated with some of the penalties that have continued to bite us in the butt that we did overcome at times, but that's not something we want to get used to doing by any means. And so when you play teams as we go throughout this thing, we cannot do those things and expect to win.
And then you talked about all training camp and the offseason about how you're going to need to see the team in actual games to assess the run game. Just seeing the performance today, particularly Travis Etienne, what did you think?
Oh, man, I mean, those guys up front I thought probably played really well at times. But, you know, the backed up run that he makes, Strange comes across, gets a kick out block, but there's a safety sitting in the hole that Travis just, you know, made a great move and broke loose. I mean, I thought you could feel him all day. You definitely felt him being having a little bit more burst maybe than other guys on the grass. He looked fresh. He looked fast. He took care of the football. So proud of him. You know, he did a great job. But the whole unit really, you know, all the way through the end of the game, ran the ball effectively.
Liam, first full game with Trevor. What did you make of the communication between the two of you, and also how did he play?
Yeah, I thought that, especially early on throughout, I thought he had great communication. We were in and out of the huddle. I had the one delay, but that was really communication fault of us as coaches. I thought he handled things well. I thought he had not a great third quarter, to be honest. You know, we need to be more accurate and complete some of those balls when we have people open. But I thought for his first start in a new system, he handled it really well. He got us in and out of a lot of plays. He had to can a lot of plays. And he did it effectively and efficiently, and I was proud of his leadership.
How encouraging were those two scrambles?
Oh, huge, huge. I mean, we talked about that on Friday, you don't get to see that in practice, right? I mean, I didn't get to see it last year with Baker either, right? Because you're trying to be a quarterback and go through your progressions, go through your reads, play the position. And, man, he knew it right away. He came off the sideline. It was man coverage, the linebacker, who's the whole player, took BT, and he saw a huge lane. So for him to be able to do that is huge. Those were two huge pickups for us, and I'm glad that he was able to get out there and play it that way.
Liam, did you get the game ball?
I got one of them. We'll give out more on Monday, though, yeah.
Was it a reluctant acceptance?
Yeah, a little bit. But my boss gave it to me, so I had to accept. But the guys, you know, it's a cool moment, you know, for me personally and all that. But really, it's about those guys. I mean, these guys played their tails off. I thought the defensive staff specifically did a great job, not to single them out better than the offensive staff. They all did a great job. But I thought Campy had some very timely, you know, pressure calls in both the run and the pass, you know, to really get 3 turnovers. Should have been a 4th and 2 turnovers on downs. I mean, that's damn good defense.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with that on the defense. Murray, Lewis, and Foye, kind of like the heart of the defense, right up the middle. Those guys had huge plays after huge plays. How encouraging was that to see for a defense that did not turn the ball over very much last year?
Huge. I mean, what, they have 8 last year? So to get 3 in one game? 9. 8 on defense? 9 total. So to get 3 in one game is probably a good start.
Liam, defense and some of those 4th down, high leverage situations, just what does that say to you to just see them come out on top the way they did?
Just that the competition, the Mamba periods that we've been able to kind of replicate in practice, the high-level situational football was able to show up, you know, those 4th down, got to have it, and then really the end-to-half execution by the offense on the flip side where Trevor, we pick up and overload pressure. LaQuint Allen has a great pickup. Trevor stands firm, throws the dagger to Diami. We get the timeout, kick the field goal. I mean, that's well executed, you know, situational football. But the defense stepping up the way they did. I mean, the rush was getting home. We let them out a couple times too much for my liking, but we were affecting the quarterback. And then I think from the back end, those guys did a great job as well.
And what kind of impression did you get from the offensive line and pass pro? It seemed like Trevor really wasn't affected much.
Yeah, I really did feel like they were protecting their tails off. I mean, I didn't feel like he was under a ton of duress. It's not really Carolina's nature in terms of bringing much pressure, but I thought those guys did a nice job in protection. I didn't really chip much at all on either of those two tackles, so that was encouraging for sure.
Coach, as you've been adjusting to the role of head coach and now that you've completed your first game, what aspects of the job have you found to be most surprising or most unexpected?
Good one. Probably just the amount of scheduling that goes into it, right? I mean, that's why I have, Jay Kaiser's a great help of mine, and the Shane Waldron, Elizabeth Harrison, like just giving help with the scheduling and trying to take some of that stuff off my plate. Because ultimately, why Shad went this route was to try to keep the main thing. And I am a football coach. But that's part of the job. So a lot of the organization of it, I've got a great support staff helping me out, and that's been probably the biggest challenge.
4th and 1, you bring in Ed Oga, and how rewarding was that for you and the staff when you look back to last year and the last several years around here? 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. This team couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
And you played man football and got a first down. What was that like?
That was huge. I mean, we definitely had a little bit of a conversation about that one kind of leading into the play, like just a few plays prior, just what our thought process was. And we did want to be aggressive in that moment and keep the offense out on the field and kind of challenge our team, challenge these guys. And they rose. They rose up to the challenge. We got the first, keeps the offense on the grass, keeps the ball moving, keeps the clock moving, and that's momentum.
Yeah.
And we know in this game so much momentum, man, the swings and how do you handle them and manage them. And I thought those guys kept their cool and really handled those situational football really well in terms of getting those 4th downs. I mean, what do we have, 2 4th downs that we went for and got? So, we'd like to be aggressive. That's kind of a mentality we'd like to have, but without being reckless. And I thought those guys handled it well.
And your confidence putting a 7th rounder in, Allen Jr. immediately on 3rd down and what he was able to do?
Oh, man, he had a great, like I just said, the pickup in the 2-minute drill was huge. He had J.C. Horn blitzing on a corner blitz, and that's a big dude coming and a good player. He stoned it. And he stoned it, allowed Trevor to pick up, step up in the pocket, make a great throw. He had a good 3rd down run as well on, I think it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, where he had a nice run, which squirted in there for a first down. So to have all 4 of those backs contribute today, right? I mean, whether it shows up in the stat sheet as having all these yards, and obviously Etienne will get a lot of that praise, deservingly so, but I think that room in general with Chad Morton as their coach have done a phenomenal job getting better and improving all throughout this entire time since we've been here, really.
And what'd you think of Travis Hunter's performance today? And is that kind of the way you guys want to use him going forward, mostly offense?
No, I think that was game 1. I think that was week 1 where you missed 10 days or so, and there was some, a lot of different kind of coverage changes in the back end for us with some of their formations, adjustments. It was a lot that those guys had to handle defensively. And so it was maybe, a little bit less for him this game. I think it'll only continue to evolve and go more. I thought he played hard on offense. I thought he played fast. He had some good catches, ran the right route. So I can only see it going and expanding from here.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, guys.